How can you identify and write statistical questions? Think about this question during the lesson. Mr. Borden asked his students a question and recorded the data in the table. Which of the following is a statistical question that Mr. Borden could have asked? What is the area of an 8 1/2 inch by 11 inch sheet of notebook paper? How many sheets of paper did you use last week? Did Bill use notebook paper to write his book report? A statistical question anticipates that there will be a variety of answers. What does it mean for a question to have a variety of answers? The question does not have one correct answer. The answer to the question depends on who responds. How can you tell by looking at the tally chart what the various responses were? The first column shows the various answers, or the different numbers of sheets of paper used. The second column tells how many students gave that response. The question, "How many sheets of paper did you use last week?" may be answered in various ways by Mr. Borden's students, so it is a statistical question. The questions, "What is the area of an 8 1/2 inch by 11 inch sheet of notebook paper?" and "Did Bill use notebook paper to write his book report?" have only one correct answer, so they are not statistical questions. You can display the data in the tally chart in a bar graph. How is the bar graph related to the tally chart? Explain. The bar graph and tally chart display the same information. The numbers from the first column of the chart are the labels on the horizontal axis of the bar graph. The numbers from the second column of the chart determine the height of each bar. Now you know how you can identify and write statistical questions.
Is the question, "What was the high temperature on March 8th of last year?" a statistical question? Explain.
The question gives us one answer. If a question asked gives one answer, is that statistical? Your answer should be no, because you want a question to give more than one answer. If it gives one, it is not statistical.
Lucia surveyed the students in her class and made a line plot of the results. What question could Lucia have asked?
Look at the title, and we see a student's weekly exercise. The line plot has the number of days, so these all represent that. And then those dots are representing the answers to what her possible question is. So the question is, what is that question? And a question she could ask could be, how many days do you exercise each week? So each student gave their answer, whether it's 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, and so on. And there's a dot for each answer for that number. And so that's a question that could be asked based on just looking at the data. And that's it.
What is another statistical question Lucia might ask about her classmates' exercise routines?
Another question could be, how many minutes do you work out a week? And that would still apply to this graph, because I can say I work out 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and so forth. Another question could be, how many hours do you work out a week? 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours. So those questions can also apply to this line plot.
Dante surveyed students about choosing the new school mascot. The frequency table shows the number of students who responded yes and the number of students who responded no. What question might Dante have asked? What might Dante conclude from the data he collected?
Dante might have asked, do you want a new mascot to be an alligator? People vote yes or no. Because the data shows that it's the number of people who responded yes or no, that could be a good question that he could pose based on what we see. What else might Dante conclude from his data? You can also conclude that because of the number of yeses and nos, that the answers he received were kind of split. They weren't that far off. 22 and 18 is a difference of a few people. So it wasn't an astounding, yes, we want this mascot, or no, we don't. It's kind of almost 50-50. So then he would need to do a little bit more research as to would they want this particular alligator to be their mascot. So if it's 50-50, do more research.